welcome to my channel. I am the introvert who needs a little socialization.
Can we talk? Can we talk about it?
And let me add, everything I say is alleged, my opinion, and for entertainment purposes only.
Y'all, let's get into this episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville. First scene up was Trisha and Melody. Not sure why they opened back up with this scene that was finished last week, but here we go. The only thing we learned again was that Trisha is a damn lie and is hiding something between what happened between her and Martell. Martell even said Trisha didn't have to say anything and people would not have any questions. His trifling behind. And the fact that Melody's pointing out that her so-called friends called her out in front of people she don't even know for a moment or reaction, hey, but it didn't work. Okay. Trisha, how you gonna get in your confessionals instead of saying it to Melody's face that Melody said she don't care, but she's questioning you on the timeline, so she must care? Girl, bye. So you talking about Marquise would mean you care too? Because outside of the Martell storyline, Marquise is you and Ken's storyline. Make it make sense. Then you want to invite her to your house? Girl, you a whole mess. Then we got Chris and Nell Fletcher and Martell show up to Chris' new real estate location, which is an old barbershop that's, I guess, been in Huntsville forever. Okay. In walks Martell. Martell had to let us know he's from the north side of Huntsville and he remembers this spot. And so Chris lets Martell know he met with Marceau to see his house that he's building. And Martell wanted him not to mention Marceau. Martell said he knows that him and Marceau were going really low. Chris said he feels like both of them were wrong. Martell calls Marceau foolish for talking about the mothers of his children. Oh, but it was okay when you tried to turn them against at least Melody, okay? Boy, get out of here. Meanwhile, he talks about Marceau's wife. You just can't tell people how to fight. Martell brings up the bro code again. Okay, but what bro code was broken? Because you the one that got caught cheating. They ain't tell on you. They pretty much confirmed it with subliminals, but you the one that got caught. Nell decides to tell Martell that he should not have brought Tisha up. Nell said Marceau brought it up. And Martell said, no, Letitia inserted herself, although Marceau brought it up. Nell said, it's typical Martell arguing with a woman. Can I ask you, Martell, why now are you blaming Letitia for playing a part in your divorce? Nope. Only person to blame is you. As Melly's iconic line said, you should have kept your penis in the household. Then nobody would have had anything to talk about. Okay? Own your shite, as Tisha would say. Because at the end of the day, you and only you caused Melody to file for divorce. And I don't know what you're trying to do here. As Marceau said at the end of this show, you're trying to get into alliance with Melody. How, Sway? How? When you got restraining orders against you. How? You is so fickle. And the crazy part is that you felt the need to inform Melody that Marceau and Tisha said something and you contact her by text when you know you only supposed to contact her in reference to y'all children. Like, you're weird. You give me that you think you invincible. But you shall see. Okay. Then we got Ken and his friend. They talk about Trisha getting her divorce papers signed and then Ken is going to buy the ring. Ken talks about Marquez as usual and calls him not mentally stable and that Marquez is upset that Ken is doing things for his kids that Marquez is not doing. Ken wants Marquez to come to the upcoming event, but he don't want it to be awkward because the kids pick up on that kind of energy. Well, if you, Ken and Marquez stop having a penis throwing contest, they wouldn't feel awkward. Okay. Next we have Trisha and Destiny. This scene was so fake. Destiny basically come over to watch Trisha sign her divorce papers for the second time on TV. Like, where they do that Destiny feels like she needs to give Trisha words of advice on the signing of her divorce papers and how she's supposed to feel. When no one knew when you was even divorced, okay? Not production, not Mel. Nobody knew when you was divorced. But you want to be giving advice? Destiny, please. Talking about Trisha casually signing divorce papers. Child, you know this scene was fake as that $2 production setup you got over there in your storage unit. Okay? There, I said it. Trisha, although she signed the papers, she is in no rush to be married to Ken. Bloop, bloop. Meanwhile, Ken talking to his friend, talking about he ready to buy a ring. Child, I can't. Destiny can't take that Trisha is happy to be divorcing and not taking her advice.
To be honest, this would have been a perfect time for Trisha to be like, so why did you get a divorce, Destiny? And what made you depressed? What she said? Mourn the loss of your marriage.
Child, Destiny, go talk to your life coach on YouTube. Anyway, Letitia and Marcel meet up with Melody at Black. And of course, Marcel drops it on Letitia that Melody hit him up. And the camera straight focused on Letitia for her reaction. Because the last time he said that, Letitia done threw a tizzy fit, acting like a jealous wife, per Marcel. Letitia said, usually when Mel pops up, she has something to get off her chest. And Marcel said, well, it usually ends well for him, but he's not sure how you walk away feeling. Child, I'm telling you, that man, he just digs into your insecurities, Letitia. Anyway, Melody let them know that Martell sent her, Melody let them know that Martell sent her a text about them saying degrading things about her at Destiny's adult field trip. Marcel said it wasn't even about you, Mel. He said he only said that Martell is the kind of man that would call him and ask if Melody and him were sleeping together. They said Martell is doing the same thing for 6 years that he's been doing. Letitia said that Martell is deceitful. And y'all knew that when he had y'all turn against Mel, right? Y'all knew that when y'all wanted to throw daggers at Mel. But anyway, Melody says she feels like the Scots understand now what she is going through because she's talking now versus listening to the person that was doing most of the talking and running their mouths in the beginning, and they ran with it. Melody said Martell spins stuff to make himself look like a better person. But the better thing to do is for you to do better. Marcel in his confessional said that Martell is a liar and sent the message to Melody thinking she would fight his battles. He feels Martell is trying to form an alliance with Melody. He said the people not falling for his games no more. I can't believe y'all fell for his games from day one. But what's that saying in the Bible? Unless two join together, they shall agree. Okay, y'all all had it out for Mel. So y'all was okay with it until Martell turned them tables, okay? Then we at the graduation party. Trish lets Ken know she signed the divorce papers and that Marquise is coming and she should tell him at the party. Ken said it's about the children and there should be no drama. Great advice, Ken. This is the first time that they are having a family gathering with Ken's family and her family. Marquise walk in and let everybody know that he's the father of the children at this party that Ken and Trisha paid for. Listen, to me, Ken showed, grace and restraint because this dude called all the guys together to take a toast with the liquor that they paid for. Okay, that's just bold. Then Marquise goes over to Chris and Lance Fletcher to talk about Ken being the man. He got the house, he got the kids, he got the woman, and how he's low-key triggered. Child, I was just like, boy, why? Why are you making a fool of yourself? Is this just for some scenes on TV? Like, oh my God. You left your family, Trish and the kids, for her to fend for them. And you ain't look back. And only now you're triggered? How can you come to your son's graduation party and want to resolve issues with strangers? Because Chris said he ain't never talked to Marquise before this point. Is it because you on camera? Chris said he think it's weird. Chris says he think it's weird that Marquise is talking to him. I do too, Chris. Marquise wants to talk about old shite that Ken and Trisha did that don't even matter now. Listen, Martin Luther Maurice gave one of his speeches to Marquez, basically telling him, don't do this at your son's graduation party. And I have to say, Maurice was right. He said more than that. His speech was about 2 minutes. I just broke it down to a couple of seconds. Okay. Chris says Marquez needs therapy or maybe even Jesus. Okay. Melody walks in and I think she was the only one that walks in with a gift for the children.
At least that's what I saw on camera. Anybody else saw that? Trisha lets Melody know that she got her divorce papers, and Marquise does not know. Like, why is this even a storyline? I don't even understand. You've been separated from the man for 11 years, okay? Why is this news that you divorcing the man? Because you got on TV? Oh, Melody told Trisha that, she don't feel like she should tell Marquise at her baby's event. And then here comes Marquise, Kez, whatever, over to Melody and Trisha. He brings up Martell and his triggers about co-parenting with Trisha. And the resentment. Child, Melody says she was not about to stop eating her food while she watched these two and they shit show. Listen. I'm laughing because Melody gonna eat her food, okay? Trisha walks away pissed. You can see she goes over to Ken. Ken decides to give a speech. Thanks everyone for coming, celebrating the parents, me and Trisha, and all you guys who take care of your kids. And all those was digs at Marquez. So much so, he had to let it be known that he was the father. Child. Hence creating the awkward moment, Ken, that you said you didn't want to happen. Okay, and then the episode goes off. Like, oh my God, this show is just... Who cares about Trish getting divorced from Marquez? Who cares? Ken and Marquez, y'all can stop the... Who got the biggest anus? Like, it's getting old, okay? Anyway, that's all I got, guys. I can't even go into this anymore. Like, it's just ridiculous. But what I can say is, y'all know y'all need Melody in those scenes, though. Okay? Anyway.